if that homeowner doesn't click with that salesman as the project goes on, right?
Sometimes you have to do it yourself so you can teach somebody else, right? He said that to me. He said, Martin, if I don't sell a roof today, it's not going to be my problem because I don't sell it, I don't make a commission. But the service for our industry to
You actually sell a roof, right? You sell roofs. I mean, you sold a roof a week after our training, so you actually sell roofs. That comes down to it.
Good morning, welcome to Unity Roofing Machine. So glad to be here live in Wilmington, North Carolina, the roofing, Monarch Roofing, and we're going to learn a lot about the inside sales position today. It's going to be right from the trenches. A little bit different today. We're going to learn from actual people that are doing the job. You hear from me, from Mark, how the roofing machine works all together. Now you're going to hear it from people. Actually, can you mute everybody? Please.
I can't hear you.
Carlos, what's up, brother?
Go ahead and mute.
Stand by.
Okay, so you got the belt. You saw Josh, congratulations, and Joe in Hilton Head Island, Monarch Roofing. We do this every month. There's a competition, and it's very important to understand it's inside sales and outside sales that work together, as every single lead is an opportunity for them to sell the roof together. It's not one person. We don't put anybody on a pedestal. So last month, 32 jobs sold, 54% closing rate, and $414,000 in sales. Congratulations, and that's the second month in a row that they're winning. Awesome, Joe and Josh in Hilton Head. And again, there's 15 outside salesmen in the company, so to get this award is a big award at Monarch Roofing. But what I want to make a point here today is I would love to do more of this to stop hating and start celebrating each other. Okay, the roofing industry, it's a bunch of mavericks. We're competing against each other all the time. There's no need for that. We said stop competing, start dominating your market. So if you have anybody that you want to give a little kudos on and you're proud of, an award or something you've done last month you're proud of, put in a comment. We'll talk about this. Okay, let's celebrate each other.
Any quick stories or anything within your company that you guys have see, we'd love to hear it.
So we talk about customer acquisition and the roofing machine. Okay, customer acquisition is our one thing at Monarch. It can sound a little bit unique sometimes because it can be like selfish, as you're talking about want to make money, but really the essence of this is we feel like it's a duty to sell every single roof. Okay, it's not about selling how much we're going to make, how much money we're going to make, and this mindset came from here, from Wilmington. Mike Fleur was the first one I hear saying this, and it made so much sense. He said, if we don't sell a roof, he said that to me, he said, Martin, if I don't sell a roof today, it's not going to be my problem because I don't sell it, I don't make a commission, but the service for our industry, so the service for our community, because they don't get the best service, installation, and warranties that they deserve. So I know y'all believe in that mindset, and that's why we start doing the roofing machine. It's more than just one salesman and closing percentage and money. It's really to create a machine that creates a lot of momentum for your company. So some of the things that we've done 3 years ago to make sure that we're going to implement this to be the best and really to reach out to as many roofing contractors, as many homeowners as possible, is we started recruiting better, we start doing training better, and we implemented the roofing machine. And today, as any companies are rising through problems. So the problem we're seeing in our industry was to hiring outside salesmen. It's really hard to hire outside salesmen, we all know that. But when we look into details, 4 years ago I saw a stat that showed 64% are outside salesmen activities that were non-selling. So that's a big major problem, and that created the opportunity to establish what they were actually doing. And what we find out is the number one problem outside salesmen were having was follow-up. I know you can raise your hand how many of you have seen this as a problem, right? Everybody can agree with me that follow-up for outside salesmen is probably the number one problem. So creating the machine, we're going to explain this today, but it's inside sales. So it's a part of the machine, there's a lot more to it, but inside sales, you can hear from Lizzie and outside sales Jim, how we're implementing, what they're doing, what the day-to-day looks like, so we can increase closing rates. From just doing this shift, we went from 33% closing rates to 56% closing rate. So that was a major change in our business. Hold on 1 minute. It's going up now? Back? Okay, so yeah, so it's all about you today. So if you want to put some comments, it's always about you, by the way. And we talked about this before, like We don't have sponsor guys, so we're doing this out of good heart. We love the industry. I love to give back. You guys know that already. Mark is the same way. Monarch Roofing, we're all the same. Myrtle Beach, Rob, Cody, everybody that's involved wants to give back. And the members that we have at Reeva, I have the same mindset. So it's great. Let's stop competing. We'll talk about this. Let's start dominating our market, work together. So if you have any comments, any questions for Inside Sales, put it into the chat, and I'm going to be reviewing those questions and asking Lizzie and Jim.
Yep, and please, guys, we always say this as well, don't hold back your questions. Please give us your questions, because there may be other people that gets a lot of value out of it. There's a no holds bar with us. It's like, we have a 2-day training coming up in February. We're going to go over all of the process and procedures of what the machine actually is, and this is also a little bit of a sneak peek into whatever you do. If you guys have questions, hey, what's your day-to-day operations look like? We're going to get into a lot of that. Or what do you send to homeowners? What's different that you do than maybe our secretary does? So please don't hold back your questions. I think we will spend 20 minutes if we have to answering any questions that you guys have. I see Gino down in Texas actually up is 2 or 3 hours early.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Early morning, very good. JPA, A1, Kangaroo, Jim, Phil, what's going on, Bobby, Annette, Sunnex, Eli, a lot of people on there today. So let's get started. So at one point, Mark, you mentioned we really have an inside sales position. It's not an assistant and it's not a receptionist. Okay, there's a huge difference between all three. Inside sales will make really a big impact to train him like outside salesmen. But I'm gonna throw the questions here to Lizzie. You've been doing inside sales, Lizzie. And by the way, I gotta tell you a story before I start. Okay, so we talk about recruiting 4 years ago, 3 years ago. We started really implementing it. But what happened in business owners or leadership, you're gonna relate to my story here. Okay, so we have a problem. We cannot find salesmen, and I'm getting frustrated. I'm not involved with the process, but I'm going to HR and say, what's wrong with HR? Why can you not find a salesman? We need salesmen. What's wrong with you, right? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it myself. And we all victim of this. Is the wrong mindset, but sometimes you have to do it yourself so you can teach somebody else, right? But something that I never went into was the recruiting. So I started doing it myself. I started doing 10 minutes Zoom interviews for first round interview through Calendly and Indeed, fishing, getting some application, and then I did, I promise you, 100 interviews because I was so dedicated to find the right disc and the right mindset. So built for and what they're passionate about. So to get Lizzie in Inside Sales, she's a IC personality. That's what I was looking for, and she's passionate, really deeply about helping homeowner. So it took me 100. So to get the machine and to get the employees, people say you have to motivate your company, you have to motivate your employees, you have to hire better. People are motivated by nature. Okay, so hire the right people. And again, it took 100 to get to this level. So Lizzie, so glad that you're here. Sorry.
No pressure. Just like the pressure that you put on me when I was the person actually training you. He said it took me 100 people to interview. Now you're training. You better train her just like an outside sales, and that's what I did. And you were one of my trainees, and it was so awesome. And I'm biased, but I want to give you this show here. And
thank you. I'm so honored.
Sorry, Brian. She wants a raise now. But tell us a little bit about your day-to-day, what you like, what you see. And I know you started in the machine, so you probably see some process or progress from it, from when we started.
Yeah, so kind of like you said, it's kind of so different from being an assistant to somebody that if I'm picking up the phone as soon as somebody calls, so I'm always going to be in contact with this customer. Yeah. So as soon as a customer calls, I'm going to paint a picture of how we're going to, go out to the homeowner's house. So Jim is going out, and I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to say, hey, I'm Lizzie, and just explain to them that I am the assistant of some sort. Mm-hmm. And so I'll tell them, hey, Jim's going to go out. He's going to come out to your property. He's going to inspect your roof. This is, what you should expect. As soon as I'm talking to them on the phone, they're going to get a text message. They're going to get an email. And I'm going to try to understand the customer.
What goes in that email that you sent? It's a whole template that we have.
Yeah, so it's a template we use Follow Up Boss. And it's just explaining, there's actually a video of what's going to be happening at the property. So Jim is in the video. But just explaining of what time they're going out, the video, Yeah, all of that.
Kind of give them what to expect, and in that video, it's actually Jim, right? And doing a full roof inspection.
So Jim is actually like going on a roof, and it's so crazy. So many customers will call me and be like, "That YouTube video was so cool." Like, I really, really liked that.
Yeah, and what that does, and why we do that, guys, is there's a celebrity effect when you see, especially a professional video. We have videographers that actually crush it. It's that celebrity effect. They see a video, and then Jim, you show up to their door. How many touches do you think a homeowner gets before Jim actually shows up to the appointment?
Probably at least 5.
Five, and that's not including like the truck that they saw or why they're calling.
Yeah, exactly.
So 5 to 8 touches before Jim shows up, and Jim, then you show up. Do you feel like with Lizzie, because I always asked in the training, so where's the sales process start? Lizzie, where's the sales process start at Monarch Roofing?
Yeah, just inside.
The first call, right? The first call, and the homeowner's going to get that first, basically that first vision of, hey, what kind of company is this? And we talk about PPE. What's PPE?
Yeah.
Professional, passionate, expert. So that's not what you do over the phone, right? So Jim, when you get to the home, what does it feel like? And you were working somewhere else that didn't have all of this process. What does it feel like when you actually meet the homeowner?
It's a much warmer feel. That's the best way I can describe it. You go door knock or something, you got a good chance of getting the door slammed in your face. These people don't know who you are. Or even if, homeowner calls a company and then they don't know what to expect. They're just expecting somebody, the plumber's coming, the guy's coming.
Yeah.
When they call us, they know exactly what to expect. So they've already started to make a connection with Lizzie. And to me, that's extremely powerful. Yeah. She's not just a woman behind the desk. It's not somebody, I talked to somebody at your company. No, I talked to Lizzie.
Yep.
So they know what to expect when I'm coming out. And it's just a warmer feeling, so you can just open up to the customers that much easier.
Yeah, because we got to understand that not many homeowners probably had a roof inspection done before, had anybody at their at their home for that. So a lot of people don't know. How many times before the machine actually got created, I would go out to a home and they'd be like, "Are you actually going to go up on top of my roof?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. How do you think I would? How do you think I would go ahead and inspect your roof and figure out if you need a roof or not?" So that what to expect video. And guys, we talk about things that you can implement today. It doesn't take much. Our first video that we did in 2016 or 17, we did it through an iPhone. It wasn't this big. You don't need a videographer to do a lot of things that we do. We did it with an iPhone, and it was so powerful. And then we evolved and got a little bit better with the videographer. Now we have professionals doing the video. But like you said, that cold lead starts becoming a lot more warmer, and you feel a little bit more comfortable with the homeowner as well.
Yeah, and to reinforce what you're saying, Lizzie, we didn't expect this, but you told me a little story, and I want to steal your thunder, but you were talking about this today, like people actually calling you more than the actual outside salesman.
Yeah.
They're kind of like outside salesmen in some ways becoming data collectors, because people really think about this. We talk about door-to-door a lot, but really people don't want you to be inside their home. Like if they can do everything online, we're going to do it online. Like we buy all the 90% of our trucks online.
Right.
We buy Amazon, right? Evolution. Like I'm always buying things. I don't go anywhere basically, even for restaurants. So that's the new wave right now.
They create like so much trust with me that it's crazy, because even like the other day, we have such a process here, like in the machine. So it's like cells, and then it goes to production, and then, we like pass it on. And so we were going to schedule a job, like our production coordinator, and he picks up the phone to call the customer, and she was like, "Well, I need to talk to Lizzie." Like, no, like, where's Lizzie, And so it just like shows you that like you create so much trust. And it was a customer of mine and Jim's, and we were just kind of laughing, because like you just create that connection with the customer.
Yeah. How do you guys keep track of, because you guys are dealing with the same customers, right? You're on the outside, you're constantly connecting with Lizzie on the inside. How do you guys connect, or how do you guys figure out where each customer is? I know, of course, CRMs, I'm sure, we use AccuLinks, you follow up Boss, but we do it a little bit also with paper and pad. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, so we actually have a domination book. So every single morning we sit down, we go over our leads, kind of figure out like what's going on, like the last time that we've touched base with them, was it 5 minutes ago, was it yesterday? We send out postcards, a lot of them are handwritten, even if I like connect with the customer on some level of, oh, you know, I just got out of back surgery, or you know, something very small, I'll like write that in my card. So
Every lead that comes in gets a handwritten
every
note,
single
right?
lead,
No
yeah.
matter what, if they buy or not, they're getting a handwritten card.
Yeah.
And we talk about, and Lizzie talks about, you know, the crumbs. I call them crumbs. The small little things that add up for salesmen that obviously get to be a pain in the butt, right? You take a lot of that off, right? So, Jim, your main focus every single day is what? A inspection, adjuster meeting, and then contract signings. Is that what you focus on?
It's basically just you know, focusing on being face to face with the customer as much as possible, and you know, moving them along to the next step. Like you said, you know, Lizzie mitigates a lot of those crumbs for me. So, you know, when I'm on a roof, even, you know, if they're a tech savvy person and I'm like, okay, you know, they want to see this company cam that we use, I'm going to text her and let her know as soon as I'm done before I even get off the roof. So she's already sent the email to them, and then I get down there and I'm talking to them, and they're like, oh, these are the pictures. By the way, check your email. Lizzie's already sent that over to her, or over to you.
Yeah. So it's just immediate. Now, how much? And I know you were in a business where you actually had to do everything, right? And I'm sure a lot of the salesmen and CEOs that are still selling, you guys have to do everything, right? You're there from the start all the way to the finish. With you, how? You know, I don't want to say easy, but how fulfilling is it that you only have to focus on being in front of the customer, and once the production stage goes on, you know, you have a superintendent, you still have Lizzie. Of course, they can call you, but is that you find that it frees you up?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would use the word easy. I would definitely say it makes my life, you know, much less stressful and much easier. You know, I came from, again, you said, a job where I was doing everything. You know, I was talking to the customer outright, planning it, building it, following up with the finances. I mean, it was just so stressful that it made me want to leave. You know, it was a great company, don't get me wrong, but the environment, you know, that I think, and Martin, you know, you say you have a hard time, you know, finding salesmen.
Yeah.
You can find a great salesman, but if they don't have the support and they're trying to, you know, carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, which a lot of us do, unfortunately, we, you know, have that bad trait, that bad habit.
Yeah.
You know, it just wears them down, you know, breaks you down so much. I mean, Mark, you know, when you know, had your great year, you had just such a record-breaking year for yourself. Do you think that would have been possible without, you know, somebody
not without Megan, not without Megan, and that's right when the process was still getting started, right? We didn't even have all the things that you had in place. So when you know, we have over $5 million salesmen this year, and companies are texting me, messaging me like, how's this possible? Well, you're seeing it right here. So when I sold 5.4 million, I had Megan, but even our processes were not really in you know, just the beginning. So the crumbs added up to me, and that's my passion, guys. That's what the big thing why I believe so much in the machine on this is because you can have success long term. There's no point of being a salesperson and selling high amount of sales 1 to 2 years only to just be burnt out and then kind of move on. This machine process makes you be able to hire high-level salespeople that only want to be in the presence of the prospect, right? Jim Rohn says there's major time and minor time in sales. Major time is in the presence of the prospect. Monarch Roofing can hire high-level people, you know, college graduates and people that have communicated well enough in their life to be able to take this job on because they know they're not going to have to do the production part, or they're not going to have to be so much follow-up. And, you know, Lizzie, how many sales activities do you do a day, do you think?
I mean, a lot.
Yeah.
So many. We have tasks that we do every single day, so a lot of text messages are going out, and like I can't even count, you know.
Say 40 to 50,
I'm
60,
thinking
70?
like 80 to 100, you know.
80 to 100 sales activities, which is basically trying to...
Yeah, I mean, like a text message is a sell,
yeah,
you know.
100%.
A postcard, an email, picking up the phone, talking to a customer. I mean, just simple little things. It's a task, and yeah, there's a lot.
So we understand that the touches counts to go and sell, right? They said 5 to 12 touches, you increase your rate about to 80% closing rate, right? It's unbelievable. But most salesmen outside, they don't do second touch, third touch. Their closing rate is down. So that solves this problem. So Jim, your duty is about to meet homeowner, presenting, and inspection. That's about, I mean, you'll have maybe 80% of your time doing this, and then 20% maybe like BNI, a little bit marketing, a little things sometimes.
Right.
So you can focus on selling as much as possible. And Lizzie's duty, because she's behind a computer at the office, she just throws out email, text. videos and even FaceTime videos. Sometimes you do some Zoom with customers. You present, right?
You
Yeah.
actually sell a roof, right? You sell
Yeah.
you sell roofs. I mean, you sold
Yeah.
a roof a week after our training, so you
Yeah.
actually sell roofs as it comes down to it. So that means you're an expert and you're able to talk about it with a homeowner, right?
Right, and like if a customer's calling in, they've obviously know who we are, so it's super easy. You know, it's like if they're interested in a roof from us, then it's like, hey, let me share my screen with you. Hey, do you have your phone on you right now? Hey, do you have your computer? I'm gonna send you a link really quick and just get them on. You know, it's like it's too easy not to do that. So yeah, we do like a remote presentation, and especially with COVID, it's been like great and amazing. Everybody knows how to use Zoom. Everybody knows how to open a link on their phone.
Yep.
You know, it can be like a 60-year-old like older lady. She's still gonna open the link on her phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you do DocuSign. You've been DocuSigning contracts.
Yeah.
And so
DocuSign is amazing.
So when Jim comes back to the office and you tell him that you signed 2 contracts for him this today, I mean that's got to be pretty awesome too, because you guys are a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely, again, mitigates crumbs. I mean, even a contract signing can be a crumb when, they're ready to go. They've decided, you've already picked everything out for them. They were just waiting to give you the green light. Now, this customer's an hour away, but you got to go an hour the other way. You can have Lizzie just DocuSign. They're all ready to go. You just move along in the process, and you're on to getting another customer taken care of.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's most important in what you're saying about, like, we got a question about how do you motivate people that don't do commission? How do we make it to a salary base? Well, all the stress, okay? If you want to be successful, it needs to be successful activities. You need to win. More you win, you get fulfillment. When you get fulfillment, you get excited. Now you don't have a problem getting up in the morning. It's when you have crumbs, you go to bed at night. Mark, you were talking when you started, like, oh my gosh, I go to bed, I'm like, hopefully did Megan send that email? I need to that appointment. You go crazy, and I'm sure everybody can relate to this. You get overwhelmed. But then you would text Megan. Megan's like, yeah, I got it already, Mark. It's already sent, Mark.
Yeah.
It's already sent.
Oh my gosh, it'd be like.
So you talk about like the advantage. Like you can really do. It's a problem again in the industry because everybody's based on commission. So you focus on making money instead of focusing on hiring people that want to help people. So Jim, you're passionate about helping people. So now we put you in front of people as much as possible. You love your job now. So you don't want to go anywhere. Like a salary makes sense. Now we can recruit people that have family, that have kids. They don't have to be overwhelmed and work and send email at night because they had a busy day on the field. Now they're trying to do text, email. Somebody else is already over that. So it frees you up. So to answer the question about commission, I think that's a big difference here.
Yeah, and if I hit on that a little bit, because that's a question I get nonstop. How do you guys have sales guys that are W-2, and how do you keep them motivated, right? First off, it's hiring the right person. And what I've found is that if it's a high-level sales person or a high-level human, they also want security, right? So, obviously you do a ton of interviews with them, you qualify them to make sure you basically see what they're worth. They may sell for a year and kind of see how much they sold and then base their salary on that the following year. But you can hire people that don't have to chase a commission. And also the big selling point on the W-2 guys is that it could be long term. Yeah, you can come here and be 1099 and if that's what you choose, we have options for that. And you could sell and go crazy, but have a ton of stress. You won't have any of our inside sales help. You won't have any of our superintendent help. And you may be able to do it, but you'll be burnt out in 2 years. Or you can be on a W-2, make a really good salary, right? And you be with us for long term. We have a 401k. We have health benefits. How about you be here and have a career with Monarch for the rest of your life, right? Something like that. That's the type of salespeople that we look for. And I think for CEOs out there, I think it needs to be something that you think about, okay? I don't think it works for everybody. I agree. There's 1099 out there or that will transfer to W-2, and then you might not see them for a couple days or they're on vacation. But we feel like if we find high-quality people, man, I can't express the high-quality people that are even on this chat from Monarch Roofing, and it's awesome. It works. It just, you have to learn the machine.
It's awesome. Expecting right here, I got some questions about doing some of the leads generation, like how you create leads if they're not hungry, door to door. But what we've seen, and Lizzie, I don't know if you have a story about this, but people are you create referrals because they call on you so many times. We talk about over-promise and over-deliver.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. Like inside sales, we're over-promising all day, but we're over-delivering because you're constantly in touch with them. They can call you 911, Jim's on the roof, Jim's doing a presentation. He's not available. That's it, and it's not your fault. And again, it's never people problem. It's always system problem. We solve this problem by you being available all the time. How many referrals? Is that something that you're seeing? Like,
yeah, definitely referrals. I mean, if it's, Mr. Smith and then his neighbor down the street, he's like, oh my gosh, you have to call Lizzie. And just like get, like even like text my number. Hey, I got your number from Mr. Jim down the street. People all the time just, it's a referral, and they know who we are. If we're in the neighborhood, they know who Monarch is. They see our trucks. It's a thing.
Yep.
If you see something like more than 5 times, then you're gonna remember it.
Yep. And the big thing about referral, because I think there's a lot of people now thinking, yeah, well, of course our sales guy's always referral. But guys, you gotta understand that Lizzie's asking for a referral. Jim's asking for a referral. Our superintendent's asking for a referral. Our crew leader's asking for a referral. We have 4 to 5 people within our organization that are asking for a referral. So yeah, I'm sure your salesperson is asking for a referral, but what if that homeowner doesn't click with that salesman as the project goes on, right? Well, we got 3 or 4 or 5 people that hopefully will find some connection with them, and it creates more Google reviews and then also creates more referrals.
I was about to say Google reviews. Customers, they will, before they even pick up the phone to call, you're gonna look at your reviews. And so my name is in a lot of reviews, so it's like I've read your name in reviews, and that's so crazy to hear.
That's awesome.
Someone from the office, right?
Yeah, right. I'm like,
I never
what?
even met you face to face, but
yeah, they're like, oh, I've seen your name 4 or 5 times.
It's awesome.
Yeah, focus on referrals. We spend a lot of money. We pay PPC, or we put money on marketing, money on marketing videos and stuff. But really, the homeowner is the most important for
Right.
flawless installation. Also to get it, create a referral. So, Mark, this is about it. We run out a little bit of time. Mark, you want to talk about the sales camp? We got the roofing sales camp.
Yeah, and we get a lot of questions about the machine. We get a lot of questions about this book and how to implement it. And that's what this 2-day in February, guys. We have February 24th, February 25th. We have a roofing machine sales training. So basically what it is, it's actual machine. You're not going to come and get motivated by conference speakers. That's not what it's about, okay? It's about 7 to 8 hours on 2 days to actually learn how to implement this into your business and actually have value for you. So I think it's one of the conferences, it's one of a training camp that people can get excited about because it's actual training on building a better business model in the sales aspect for it, right? We're not going to go over too much on production. We're going to focus on the sales, how we can get inside sales, because from what I've seen, and you've seen as well, there's a lot of companies that are so close because they have 2 or 3 girls or guys. And by the way, we have amazing guys as inside sales as well. We actually have a guy, Kyle, from Monarch Roofing Myrtle Beach. He actually went out to be he started off as inside sales, went out to be outside sales, and now he's back in inside sales, right? It's awesome. And they're all experts. They all could actually sell a roof. Lizzie could go right now and actually inspect a roof and sell it if she is. She's that much of an expert, which is awesome. But yeah, February 24th, 25th, I don't want to sell from here, but it is something that if you are interested in learning more about this model, that's all we're going to do. Don't think that you're going to come to a conference and hear about motivation. We're hearing about disciplines and how we can implement the roofing machine in your business.
Thank you very much for watching the Unity Roofing Machine. I hope you get something out of it, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in Myrtle Beach. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you.
Jim.